right, we have a wonderful client in his 20s, and he's contemplating renting instead of owning, like we all are, right? Like, oh my goodness, it's a big step. So the math isn't emotional. So we wanted to look at the math. We did a bunch of assumptions. I'll show those next. But the quick version is, in 3 years, you will spend $64,909 on rent and $59,441 on ownership. Your home at year 3 will have appreciated. We started with a $200,000 condo, the very specific one that we had under contract, where we put an offer on, didn't get accepted. Sorry. 3 years it'll be worth 206. We said it'd only appreciate 1% a year. Then we said you're going to pay down your mortgage, then you're going to sell it, and there's going to be costs associated. So at the end of 3 years, you'll be a plus $2,140. All right. Let time happen. At 5 years, you're plus $16,000. At 7 years, you're plus $35,000. And at 10 years, you're at plus $71,000. So if you held on to this property for a decade, so you go from 24 to 34 in this, and you own this home the entire time, it's like having a $7,000 a year part-time job just by having a house. And so that's the math, right? The assumptions, you're like, yeah, but what assumptions did you make? Okay, we made pretty basic assumptions, and I think we added everything in that we could think to add in. So here's our key assumptions. Purchase price, $200,000, loan of $190 at 6.23 with a fixed principal and interest at $1,170. We put closing costs in there. Let's see here. So that's your ownership cost. And we said rent would be $1,750 a month. That's a 2-bedroom right here in Fort Collins. So you see we have rent growing at 3% a year. That's normal. Almost all property managers push rents up about 3% a year. That's kind of the normal, what the market accepts. We only put your house appreciating at 1% a year. So we're trying to be very favorable in here. We also said, hey, you're going to have a down payment amount that you're going to put into this property. What if you didn't? What if you put that into an investment vehicle at 7% per year return? So it's like investment return, 7% a year, compounded monthly. So you have this a pile of cash, put it in your investment vehicle. What's it worth? And then we said, hey, you're going to sell the house. That's going to cost money too, because you have to advertise it, market it, all the stuff you have to do to get a home sold. That's about a 6% cost to sell a home. And so those are the assumptions we made. And still, it says we're at $113 a month savings to start with. And that, with appreciation, with mortgage reduction, gives you these amounts of return over these timelines. And so one of the questions this young man asked us was, well, what if I don't want to live there after 3 years? We're like, well, what if you rented it after 3 years? Like, not rent it yourself, but rent it to somebody else. So then somebody else moves in and they're paying anything that you were paying to live there, and you own the home and they're paying